How do you wish to deploy? A battle is joined. How shall we proceed? The weather is changing for the worse. Finite milites exultare.
One constant throughout our journey in the Asia of Minor seems to be the roadside merchants. To the people of this land, the world is a marketplace, and everyone is a customer. Today, someone seems to be selling strange wine. Might be worth trying. The colorless wine is light and sweet, leaves a strange taste of Ainos afterwards. I don't really like it, but my Praetorians seem to be enjoying themselves. Soon enough, they start sharing embarrassing childhood memories of love and loss. Everyone seems to be in a better mood. When all the flasks are dry, they look at me with expectant eyes. My decision clearly pleases the Praetorians a great deal. They keep merrily drinking until I signal for them to move on. Unfortunately, I soon noticed that this wine has made everyone really thirsty.
Please. Excuse me.
Good day.
Salve. Need something?
Several times throughout my travels in the region, I have heard rumors of a wise philosopher hermit who lives on a towering and inhospitable mountain peak who will pass his wisdom on to any who dares to make the arduous climb to his home. That morning I saw that very peak on the horizon, rising tall and forbidding above the other mountains that surrounded it. Its shape was unmistakable. Let's find a place to make camp at the base of that mountain. I will attempt a journey to its peak. Pleased with my boldness and excited to learn the truth behind the rumors, my Praetorians led the way as I veered towards the mountain. It was several hours of travel until I located a good place for our camp, and dismounted and prepared for the climb. It's only a little afternoon when I began the ascent. I've brought warm clothes, a sack of day rations, and 2 flasks of water. At first, it's easy going. Here's an even path and the weather is clear. As the afternoon wore on, however, the climb became more difficult. The path was steeper, the ground less even, and the air grew thin and cold. Suddenly, pebbles rolled loose under my feet and sent me careening over the edge into a steep drop. I dug my fingers into the rocky ground and scraped my arms and hands painfully as I fell. Eventually, my efforts slowed me enough that I was able to find purchase with my sandals. Looking down, my stomach twisted at the abyss beneath me. Slowly, straining with effort, I climbed the rocks again, taking great care where I placed my hands and feet. After what felt like hours, I made it back to the place where the path gave way and caused me to fall. Rattled but undeterred, I continued my climb until, hours later, I reached the summit, where I was faced with the modest stone hut. Chimney smoke rose lazily from a hole in its roof. The hermit came out to greet me. pleased to have company. It's been months since anyone last attempted the journey, he explained. He invited me in and offered me a poultice to treat my scraped skin. Then we talked. The wise old philosopher has dedicated his life to the philosophy of the body. He has mastered 2 ancient techniques, and he will teach me 1 if I desired it. His lessons in the philosophy of asceticism will teach me to reduce my need for food, so I will not need to eat as often. His personal breakthrough in the philosophy of stoicism will teach me to bear my injuries well and keep illness from taking hold of me. Teach me to strengthen my constitution. I spend a few days with the wise master, listening to his teachings in the evening and experiencing his way of life during the day. I help him tend to his garden and herd his sheep. When I finally take my leave of him and head back down the mountain, I feel enriched with understanding. My Praetorians receive me with visible elation and eagerly question me about my experiences. Once their curiosities are finally sated, I continued along my journey. On my travels through the sun-baked landscape of Asia Minor, I have picked up on a few rumors and stories of a priest who some claim receives visions from the gods. Today, I realize I am close to the place where this priest is said to live. My more spiritually inclined Praetorians ask me to make a slight detour and speak with this man. The priest's name is Avaris. His acolytes welcome me with great respect and take me to the beautifully decorated cave in which he dwells. Oddly, Avaris himself seems unsurprised to see me. He had been expecting me, he said. He had a vision in the night that a great dark mass arose in the east and began to roll inexorably down the mountain towards Troas. This can only mean one thing. An army allied with Mithridates aims to recapture Troas. It seems I have a few days to prepare. Together with the priest, I discuss a few options. I write a quick letter for Quirinus Garrulus to bring with him. Then he mounts up and rides off towards the nearest legion garrison to get them ready for the attack. I knew that Troas was currently unprotected. Unless I garrisoned the legion to defend it, none of my preparations would matter. The gods of the world are multitudinous, as are the temples and shrines devoted to their worship. One god whose temple I am always happy to see cresting the horizon is Asclepius, the god of healing. This is precisely the god whose temple I now find nestled between dense trees on the bank of a serene lake. The high priestess welcomed me and invited me into her temple. She subjected my group to a cursory examination and concludes that we are in fine health. We're given a rejuvenating drink of fresh water and a short prayer for their patron to watch over us, and then we are sent on our way again. Full of twisting mountain paths and deep valleys, the treacherous terrain of Asia Minor is occasionally difficult to traverse. Today, however, we are on a well-trodden path, marching at a brisk pace. My procession snakes around a bend in the road, and I see a fallen tree blocking the path ahead. There's a certain oddness about the ancient oak lying there, considering the diminutive olive trees that surround it. Avoiding this path will involve a certain amount of backtracking and might set me back some time. If I want to move on, I would have to get it out of the way. There's a lot of valuable lumber on that tree. Remove it from the road and chop it to pieces. My Praetorians grab their axes and start hacking at the fallen oak. The work goes well until a band of soldiers emerge from the surrounding woods. They wear the colors of Mithridates.
Well, well, well.
What do we have here? I think we're all in for a promotion, my friends! Kill them!
Show no mercy! Help! By Apollo! Be quiet, I'm here now. They're over there! Advance! We'll face them together! curse now get back in the fight! Last of them? Truly.
How do you wish to deploy? Our legion has engaged the enemy. Enemy equites are charging our formation. Ante milites exultare.
Following some peculiar tracks, I came across a fairly well-hidden natural niche in the forest. A number of young, defenseless baby boars stared helplessly.
These piglets won't feed us for long. We should wait for their parents to return.
We'll wait for the mature ones to return. I say it's worth the risk for a few injuries. We wait for the boars. For a while it seems like they might never appear, but then with nothing but a slight rustle of leaves to announce them, they charge at us with the fury of vengeful parents protecting their children. We do manage to kill them all, but during the hunt, Bestia Tabat was slightly injured by a boar's tusk.
All quiet. Good night.
Over the next several months, we took advantage of the siege of Kyzikos and made sure to thoroughly scout out so that the Legion could properly wage war. Along the way, we found several clues leading to a powerful relic. Asia Minor is a densely populated place, and the age of the buildings here, as well as the proliferation of ancient ruins, make it seem like it has always been so. Yet, sometimes I find pockets of deserted territory where no one lives any longer. Traveling through a stretch of wilderness in the northern territory of Kyzikos, I discovered a clearing in the woods. In the middle of the clearing stands a statue of the god Mars, or more likely, his Greek equivalent, Ares. Something draws my eye to the statue's base. Etched into the stone is the same symbol as I found on that mysterious tablet in the manor garden in Troas, the symbol of the warrior. I take hold of the stone with both hands and feel it move ever so slightly. With some effort, I manage to push it to the side, revealing a concealed compartment. The secret compartment contains a small brooch. Its ornamentation is in an ancient Hellenistic style, but it doesn't appear to be that old. I open the brooch to reveal the second clue. The delicate brooch opens to reveal the following short inscription. Turn south if our guidance is what you seek. Cross the channel and search the beach. His weapon is within your reach. The beautiful lake attracted the attention of my wary praetorians. The fresh water was crystal clear and home to myriad different species of fish, most of which I have never before seen. The water looked inviting. There are strange bubbles rising from the depths. My people thought this would be a good place to make camp. Secure the area, and let's go for a nice swim. After checking the perimeter, we took off our armor and jumped into the bubbling lake. The water was surprisingly cold. Bubbles seemed to be the result of an underground current. I can clearly make out a hole down there, and something shiny caught my eye. Someone strong enough to dive against the current could perhaps retrieve whatever that is. Kyzikos jumped into the water and started swimming towards the underwater cave. I find it difficult to judge the distance, and it seemed to be taking him an awfully long time. But, to everyone's relief, Kyzikos finally reappears above the surface, triumphantly holding a big metallic crystal above his head while he heaves for breath. Having located a beach where I believe the brooch with the symbol of the warrior directing me to go, I set about searching the beach for any further clues. At a large stone well away from the tide, I discovered a symbol similar to the one that adorned the brooch. I directed my people to move the stone and started digging. I soon uncovered a weathered chest with a heavy lid of slate. My praetorians lifted the lid to reveal a well-preserved papyrus wrapped in several layers of linen. It is closed with a wax seal bearing the same symbol. Carefully opening the scroll, I find the third and seemingly final clue in this strange treasure hunt. Greek symbols written in a delicate hand danced across this papyrus scroll. At Troy, when the warrior fell in the siege, he was buried within the city's reach. It is said he was laid to rest near the waves beyond a mountain peak shielding his grave. Our warrior rests overlooking the sea, gazing west at his birthing place of Thessaly. As my horse follows a winding path along the mountain, I passed a Greek woman picking apples on the side of the road. She glanced at me as I rode past her and nodded respectfully. By chance, I turn and look behind me a moment later and she's gone. Thinking little of it, we continue along the path. A few miles down the road, I round a bend and find myself confronted with a large group of women. They were clad in hodgepodge armor and wielding spears which they were resting on the ground pointed at the sky. A dozen of them were blocking the road, while another dozen stand on the ridge above the path. "Salve! We mean you no harm. We're just passing through here." One of the women on the ridge spoke up. She is in her middle age with streaks of gray in her long black hair. She asked her compatriots to step aside and invited me to speak to her in the village ahead. I rode ahead and found the little village waiting for me up a rocky branch of the path I had been following already. A little while later, the women returned, and the one who called out to me approached cautiously. She first asked me many questions about who I am, my station, and the resources at my disposal, until Kalita cut her off and demanded to know the reason for this interrogation. The woman then explained that Mithridates' soldiers came and tried to press the men of the village into service. When they refused, they were all killed. The women are angry and they thirst for vengeance. My entire legion would mutiny if I allowed a group of untrained women to fight, but you could join as helpers in the camp if it would suit you. The women gathered a little bit away from me and conferred with each other. It took quite a while for them to reach some kind of consensus. Then the woman I spoke to returned to report that they accepted my proposal. I gave the women instructions for where to find my legion's current camp, and supplied them with a signed letter explaining our deal. It will be good for the legion's morale to have these determined and vengeful women helping out around the camp.
We've been assigned to visit Weaktrix's camp tomorrow and train their Scorpius teams.
Be sure to bring them some Posca as a peace offering, so they don't just see you as some know-it-all who thinks you're better than them.
You've taken to command as quickly as I had hoped.
All about choosing the right people. I delegate most of the work to my Centurions.
Success is not merely about choosing the right people. It's also about making sure everyone is fighting the same battle. I've been observing your legion closely, and I've noticed something that may be of great value to you.
Observing a battle from afar is not the same as being in the thick of it.
You're right, but it offers a different perspective, which can be equally valuable. The cavalry of Mithridates is very heavily armored. Your own Equites has had trouble with them, but I believe we can turn this into a decisive advantage. Try this. Order your Equites to turn and ride away. Make it look like they are routed. Mithridates' cataphracts will not be able to resist giving chase.
You're proposing a ruse?
The climate in these lands is very hot. It's stifling, and more so to men and horses in heavy armor. Once the enemy heavy cavalry is exhausted from chasing your Equites through the heat, your men will turn and cut them apart.
How can we be sure the enemy cavalry will fall for it?
In war, nothing is certain. But this is a calculated risk. And if it works, it will be devastating to your enemy.
Thank you, Patrone.
Strategos, do you bring any news?
I believe this is what you seek.
Let's have a cruel, backhanded agreement between two equally power-hungry men. Thank you. This document will shortly burn on one of these braziers. With Apollon's help, no one but us will ever know of its existence.
It was my pleasure to help protect the neighborly peace between Troas and Mysia.
Your virtuous deed will not go unrewarded. Our troops will withdraw from the siege of Kyzikos today. Without us, Troas will leave as well. I am certain that Mithridates will be forced to abandon the siege.
I wish you good luck with your new responsibilities. I may visit from time to time.
You will always be welcome in Mysia as long as I am ruler.
You must be out on important business to be walking about so late. My stall is still open if you need food or medicine.
Let me see what you're selling.
It was you who got rid of Theophilos, isn't it? I always liked Zenobia. I will give you a discount.
I wish I were as strong as King Leonidas. Then I'd throw these Romans out of our lands.
You know the Spartans lost the battle, right?
Only because of a traitor spy.
They still lost.
It doesn't count.
It's good to see you again. What do you seek?
I'm in the market for a well-weighted blade.
I can certainly provide that. You will not be disappointed in the quality of my items.
Teach me how to use these blades you've sold me.
As you wish.
I'm always looking for tools to replace my pila.
Of tools, I have plenty. How many do you need?
Pale. We immediately received word that the armies had split off, as agreed upon. Just as we turned to leave Mysia, I received a summons from Lucullus. I was riding along a lightly wooded path, nothing but birdsong and a rustling of small animals among the brush to break the silence surrounding me. Then, a mere few paces to my left, a lightly armored Roman soldier steps out from behind a fallen tree where he was remarkably well hidden.
Sorry to startle you, Legate. I knew you were headed past here, and I wanted to challenge myself a little. It gets boring on the road.
Well, you seem to have passed the challenge. Treat yourself to a glass of wine at the next tavern you pass.
Thank you. I shall. That's very kind of you. The consul sent me to tell you that there has been a development. Thracia has joined the war on the side of Mithridates. You are to meet the consul at the camp of Legio Prima Italica to discuss our course of action.
Good. I knew this would happen sooner or later. Best to deal with Thracia now, rather than learn of their betrayal once we're at the gates of Chalcedon.
I believe the consul was anticipating this turn of events as well, to some extent. If that'll be all, I will take my leave once more. Vale, Legate.
I'm glad you could get here so quickly.
So Thracia has finally joined the war.
And not on our side. This is Mithridates' response to our actions against Mysia and Troas. He's showing us that he knows how to divide and conquer just as well as we do. Somehow, he has turned the citizenship of Thracia against Rome, led by a wealthy Lanista called Damianos.
Who is this Damianos?
He owns the best and most respected gladiator school in the world. His gladiators are sold to Rome, where they typically have long and successful careers. He has also been known to use his gladiators as a sort of private militia to enforce the laws of Rome throughout Thracia.
Mithridates must have promised him something big in return for his loyalty.
That much is clear. Damianos is a businessman, first and foremost. If he believes he would do better business under Mithridates, well, great risk brings great profit.
Do you believe Damianos is the instigator of this treachery?
From what I know of the man, and based on what my spies report from Thracia, Damianos holds great sway over the mercantile and political classes there. They fear and admire him in equal parts. I am certain he is responsible.
Then I believe we should remove Damianos from the picture.
You think Thracia could be brought back in line without him? Indeed. I think you're right. You will have to go and deal with him yourself. If a legatus shows up at his doorsteps and demands to see him, he will not be able to turn you away. Bring your gladiator friend. And make no mistake, what Damianos has done is treason. If you need to take his life, you are free to do so.
We are ready to deploy the Legion. Our Legion has engaged the enemy. Captain, the enemy line is breaking! The battle is won! Sinite milites exultare.
On an isolated beach overlooking the birthplace of the legendary warrior Achilles, I found a tomb exactly where the scroll seemed to indicate. The entrance to the tomb was hidden not only by its remote location, but by ivy and thick roots that had grown over it to conceal it. There was no doubt, however, examining the stone entrance, I saw the symbol of the warrior once more, this time in shining gold as if it were recently polished. There had been many stories about the owner of this bronze spear. Now it was mine. Marching along the coast has its advantages, not the least of which being the discovery of the numerous coves of the Aegean Mare. Many of those coves seem to have their own secret beaches, and just like this one, they are well protected and secure. Let's rest here and go for a swim. I felt weightless in the water. It's better than the best bathhouse I've ever visited. As I swam around the small cove, I felt schools of fish, massaging our many bruises and wounds. For a while, I and my Praetorian guards forgot all about the ongoing war and simply felt content.
Legate. Some wealthy-looking Greeks showed up and requested to speak with you. We've allowed them to wait in your tent.
When does your next shift begin?
I'm off guard duty. Nasso put me on latrines.
What did you do to earn that?
Took an extra ration.
You idiot.
So where do Mysia and Troas stand now? Are they on our side?
I guess. I don't know how much use those turncoats will be, though. If they'll abandon Mithridates that easily, why should we trust them?
Apparently, the whole army just split up. Half of them just gave up and went home.
What I heard is that the Legatus executed some kind of diplomatic masterstroke and pulled the rug out from under that whole alliance.
That's incredible. Nothing can stop us from winning this war now.
So Thracia has decided they want their asses handed to them as well. Fine by me.
All quiet.
Legate, do you have a moment? We have everything we need to build an armory.
Roman rule. Unbelievable.
Well, why are you here?
To defend Rome?
Not at all for the denarii.
That's not the same thing, and you know it.
Finally, someone with decision-making power. A glorious commander of Romans. My name is Athanasios. I am here to offer you a most lucrative opportunity.
What kind of opportunity are we talking about?
I am reliably informed that you have a surplus of prisoners. Here is my offer. Sell them to me, and I shall pay you handsomely.
Why should I sell my prisoners to you?
Because I pay the best of prices, and because everyone else is too afraid to ask.
How is it that you can pay the best of prices?
I buy the best products and sell the best products. That generates a lot of profit.
What will you do with them?
I'll resell them, of course. A lot of people need serwi, and soldiers are physically fit. What else do you think I would do? Pickle them?
Did you plan on selling them to our competitors?
Fair. I swear to you that I will not resell them to your enemies. The serwi will be sold in Rome.
What makes you think I need your money?
Not you, specifically. Everyone needs money. Your prisoners must be a constant drain on your resources. You have to feed them, after all. In the end, I'm afraid you'll have to execute them or sell them to me. Killing them would be such a waste, wouldn't it?
State your exact offer.
I and my associates will pay you a fixed fee for the right to take possession of all prisoners, present and future. We will take delivery once every fortnight. Does that sound good?
My prisoners are mine to keep. You have to find your own survey.
A pity. We could have been great partners, but it is what it is. We shall leave your camp and disturb you no more.
Our way, Legate.
How's morale among the legionari?
I have never served with more proud or fierce men. They are eager for conquest and utterly loyal to your command.
Give me a report on the Legion's manpower.
We're nearly at full strength. We could use a few more recruits to fill the ranks, but we're ready to complete whatever task you set for us. With a little more experience, I believe Legio Weaktrix will soon be the finest fighting force ever to serve Rome.
Be well, Turius.
Away.
All quiet.
Salve, Domine. Please, excuse me.
Who are you?
I am Tullus Romilius Nessica, Legatus of Legio Weaktrix.
Oh. And, why are you here? We were not told to expect you.
Is there a problem with that? We're all servants of Rome here, are we not?
Yes, of course. Stevanos, run along and warn Dominus that we have guests.
You? My dear brother-in-law, what a coincidence to have run into you here.
There is no such thing as coincidence. Is it Fortuna or Mercury who brought you here? Or was it your scheming mother?
Then he must be the one who defeated Archelaus at Mytilene.
Impressive.
Trust me, I'm as surprised as you are.
It seems you have risen to the task set before you.
I saw you talking to Mithridates in his camp outside Kyzikos.
I've never met the man. He must have mistaken someone else for me.
You're to blame for Thrakia's betrayal?
I am merely a guest here, come to see an old business partner. These baseless accusations will get you nowhere.
Where's your other man, Corvinus?
I didn't know you two were acquainted.
Corvinus is visiting some family.
Is my sister safe?
My beloved wife awaits my return to Rome, surrounded by all the luxuries a senator's wife could ever want.
I'm here to bring Damianos to justice. I trust you will support me in this.
I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors. Unfortunately, I was just preparing to leave.
We wouldn't wish to overstay our welcome.
I hope to see you for dinner at my villa when you are back in Rome.
Ah, he's getting better.
Maybe he'll last more than a minute against Deianira next time.
Keep your distance. Don't disturb the gladiators unless you want to become part of the training. You're not allowed in here.
Honored Legate, please come in. Make yourself at home. And your people too. My house is open to you.
I'm looking to invest in some gladiators.
Are you? Well, as it happens, I do have a fresh group close to finishing their training. We have a few very impressive fighters among them.
Tell me which ones are your best.
My favorite is Carpophorus. We are training him to be a bestiarius, and he has a true flair for showmanship, sure to bring in a fortune in Rome. But my best is Deianira.
Man Destroyer. An evocative name.
I promise you have never seen anything like her.
Are they all here as Serwi?
They are indeed. I have trained volunteers before, but the war takes most men who are looking to fight.
It must be difficult to keep them from rising up against you.
We keep them separated and create an environment where they see each other as enemies and rivals. That way, whenever trouble starts, it is gladiators fighting each other, not teaming up against us.
Perhaps I will ask to inspect them later. For now, we should discuss the matter of your recent change of allegiance.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
You have conspired with King Mithridates, the enemy of our republic.
It's true. There is no reason to deny it. I am a man of business, and Mithridates made me an offer that far surpassed what I was getting out of my loyalty to Rome.
I will give you a counteroffer then. Whatever Mithridates has promised, Rome will double it.
This is not about anything so simple as a lump sum. What I stand to gain from giving Thracia to King Mithridates cannot be matched by Rome. And don't think about threatening me with invasion. Your one legion, however formidable, would find it difficult to stand against the legions of Thracia.
Your legions were hastily raised and have never seen battle.
But they are well equipped, and they vastly outnumber you. The facts are against you, Centurio.
Why choose sides in the first place? You are a man of business, not a general. All I ask is that you sit this war out.
You ask me why? Fine. I will see if I can explain it to you. It is about denarii, of course. But more than that. Rome is unraveling. The Optimatis and the Popularis are at each other's throats. It was this conflict that allowed Mithridates to take Asia from Rome once before. It was only the election of a strong dictator that allowed Rome to defeat Pontus. Perhaps you are too young to remember Cornelius Sulla and his purges.
My father spoke of Sulla's prescriptions. Even he found them horrific.
Sulla did what needed to be done. Rome was plagued by decadence and corruption.
Prescriptions brought no stability. Far from it.
Only because Sulla didn't go far enough. When he was finished, he let go of the reins once more, and Rome was consumed by its petty animosities.
You want another strong man in charge, and you think Mithridates will be that man.
Mithridates nearly defeated Rome before. He will be victorious this time, and bring stability to Asia.
Perhaps you are right. The factions of the Senate seem ever more entrenched.
The Senate has never been about the people of Rome. They represent only the patricians. Will you stay and continue this discussion over dinner? You seem open to my view of things.
If you wish, but you will not change my mind.
I am not one to shy away from a challenge. Come, Stephanos, we will make the arrangements. Please don't go anywhere, Legate.
This will buy us some time.
With your permission, I will visit the gladiators and get a sense of their mood. We may be able to stir up some trouble.
Be careful, Bestia.
I always am.
That's enough practice for today! Get some food and some rest so you're ready for tomorrow's games!
You're not allowed in here.
I am a gladiator. This is a gladiator area, is it not?
It's for our gladiators. Witless fool.
Soon they will be yours no longer.
Come on. A few rounds. You can handle that.
No. You seek to humiliate me. I sparred most of day already. You know I'm tired.
You're a fierce warrior woman. Why are you afraid of me, huh? The man destroyer, come on!
I say no. I want to eat.
I got something right here for you to eat, bitch.
You piece of shit!
Stupid whore! You'll regret that.
Only one remains. This was easy.
Shit.
You move like the cat, but you hit like a rhino. They had no chance.
It was bad. They will hurt me tomorrow. Who are you?
A former gladiator. My name is Bestia Tabat.
You fight beasts?
I used to. Now I fight men.
Why are you here, Tabat? You train gladiators now?
I'm here with a Roman legion. Your Lanista has turned on Rome. I would like to kill him. I think you should help me.
You do not mince your words. I like that. My name is Deianira. I ask you, what happens to us when the Lanista is dead?
You are free to leave and let the parquet direct your path.
Your legion. You fight Mithridates?
And we will defeat him.
I am Shuthian, from east. My people fight Pontus. Pontus takes us as survey, sell us to Greeks. It is how I am here. I will help you, Tabat. Other gladiators, they care about me. I am like little sister to them. Tell me, what is your plan?
Very good. Here's what we'll do.
What did you think, The food was as good as I said, was it not?
It was splendid. The scented water was a fine touch.
It is a local trick. Such a thing is refreshing on a hot evening.
Domine! The gladiators are rioting!
Tonight? Really? Just wait for it to die down and drag them back to their cells when they are done.
This time is different. They're working together.
Impossible! Call the militia! I'll see to this personally.
Sounds like Bestia has been busy.
This is our chance. The guards will be busy fending off the gladiators. Let's catch ourselves a traitor.
They have come to stop us. Time to show what you have learned.
Right. Practice time is over.
While I carried the spear of Achilles, my ability to shower death upon my enemies was greatly hastened.
We'll meet over there.
The Romans need to be taught a lesson. Let us begin.
The spear would become a valuable asset for the remainder of my campaign within Asia Minor.
By Zeus, look at you!
That was madness. I have been waiting for this for so long. Let us go and deal with this pig. I want to see the look on his face now he is beat.
You used my own gladiators against me. Don't you understand what danger you've put us all in?
On your feet, Anista.
Everything that happened here tonight is on your hands.
When the Serwi rise up and tear apart our province, will anyone care why you showed them the blood-soaked path to their freedom?
We have heard enough out of you, Damianos. You should be quiet now, and try to face your death like a warrior.
Don't kill him. He deserves worse fate than that. He should try being Cerberus himself.
What do you think, Kalita?
Killing him is the safest option. He clearly holds a lot of sway in this region. The locals might try to rescue him if we keep him alive.
Should we spare him, Cineros?
Servitude teaches humility. He would be more valuable alive, and it would give him a chance to atone for his poor decisions.
Kaizo, what should we do with this traitor?
It makes no difference to the war effort.
You'll be worthless as a service. Legio Victrix will keep you as a prisoner until the war is ended. Then you will face justice in Rome.
I will bring this hapless fool back to the Legion camp. See you there.
So we are free now, but we have nothing. I will join your legion, if you will take me to Rome when the war is finished.
I don't believe we've ever been properly introduced. I am Nasica.
I am Deianira. It's good to meet you.
Where are you from, Deianira?
Scythia. They are lands north and east of here. Wide steppes, lot of space for roaming.
That's a Greek name. A gladiator name?
It is. Lanista gave it to me. It means man-destroyer. I think I will keep it.
What is your real name? The one your parents gave you?
Does it matter? I am Deianira now.
Don't you have a home to return to? A family?
I do not.
You wish to join my Praetorian Guard. You will take orders from me.
You are in charge. I fight for you. You show me Rome.
We know she's a force to be reckoned with in a fight. And Callida's already shown us that women have a place in war.
It wouldn't be terrible to have another woman among us.
Why do you want to go to Rome?
I've heard so much about it. It's center of world, right? Big streets, spices, fabric, wine. I want to try these things.
All right, Deianira. Welcome to my Praetorian Guard.
Good. We will win war first, and fast. Then we will go to Rome. You will be glad you brought me with you.
You may need to unlearn some of your Scythian ways, and get used to fighting in Roman formations.
You know much about Scythian fighting?
You'll find that our warfare is much more organized, and more effective than what you're used to.
Welcome to the war, Deianira. We'll take good care of you, don't worry.
Another violent foreigner with questionable morals added to our ranks, then. I'm not certain this is altogether wise.
All I owned was taken when I was captured. If you can spare weapons and armor, it would be good.